Hey everybody, it's Glenn back with another Clash Royale analysis video. Let's take a look at another game from the NoTilt World Championship. This is the final 8. We're going to be breaking down some of the quarterfinals, semifinals, and the grand final matchup. This game is featuring Boss versus Aurora in the quarterfinals. Boss is already up 2-0. And Aurora trying to get back into this match. This ended up being a Goblin Giant Sparky deck for Boss. So let's see how Aurora tries to handle the situation here. Really nothing to do in the beginning. Boss comes out with the Dark Prince. That's the first real test. And Aurora sets up a Barb Hut going on the right side. Now this barrel doesn't look like anything, but you gotta understand the situation here with the Dark Prince. Dark Prince can just smack that Barb Hut for days. So you at least want to slow it down, and Aurora has to play that barrel to prevent Dark Prince from running right at the Barb Hut. But it turns out Dark Prince gets a couple smacks on the Barb Hut anyway, but it could have been worse. So Boss comes in with a Musketeer, and Minnie's on the left side, by the way. So Boss is already saying that, okay, I'm going to go split lane. I'm going to commit to both sides of the arena, and let's see how you deal with it. And eventually one side's going to open up, and hopefully it will turn into a win. That's what Boss is thinking. I'm pretty sure that's what Boss is thinking in this game right now. Aurora has already spent 70 elixir on the right side, so he really can't say, okay, he's going to put another Barb Hut and then do something else on the left side. It's just not, the elixir's not there. But thankfully, this was earlier when he put down the Barb Hut, so now he has something to bring in, which brings in Skeleton Dragons from the left. And so they stop the mini until these Royal Hogs come in. And now it looks really good for Aurora. He's getting damage on both sides of the tower. And now it's up to Boss to figure out, okay, which side do you want to go with? You want to go with the left side or the right side? And so he goes with Sparky on the right side. Now, why Sparky on the right side? Let's look at when all this chaos happened, and we'll freeze it right, I guess, kind of at the point of impact for both towers here. So here comes the Royal Hogs. Minnie gets distracted a little bit, and now you have on the left side, you have minions that are going to hopefully get rid of these piggies here with 2 Skeleton Dragons and a Heal Spear coming right here. You have a couple of piggies on the right side with Barbarians slowly going after, following behind on the right side. Now, Boss could really go, either way. He hasn't done anything to either tower. But I think going on the right side, Aurora's right side, was the best play, because if you look at what happens over here on the left, you have Skeleton Dragons. You just don't want the Sparky to get hit by any of the splash damage from the Skeleton Dragons. If Boss goes on the right side, there's no attack there's no splash damage that's going to hit the Sparky. So I think that was the better move, is to go on the right side, just clear this out, and then hopefully begin the push. So it ended up being really great for Aurora. And Boss just had to eat all that damage to say, okay, hopefully my counter push will be good enough. Here comes Goblin Giant. And it was really interesting that Goblin Giant didn't get in front of Sparky in the beginning. They ran side by side. Both Goblin Giant and Sparky ran side by side, which I thought was fascinating. This Musketeer is really, it's a really great play, because what this Musketeer is going to do is hopefully pick off this Barb Hut. It can't. It's going to pick off some of these Barbarians that come out of the hut here. So just kind of hoping that Musketeer will do her job and get rid of those Barbarians so that it clears the way for Sparky to save her shot for the either the hut, which you would hope wouldn't be the case, or the Princess Tower. So there's a lot of scenarios in this situation here. The one I'm thinking of is because they were running side by side and not in front, you can see that Gob Giant was kind of pushing Sparky a little bit. So while Gob Giant makes its way to the tower, this Sparky would just blast this hut away. That's one scenario I was thinking of when I was watching this replay happen. Then you have the situation where maybe no barbarians spawn over here, and they both just go to the tower. Or they somehow end up both going to the... and somehow they both end up going to the barb hut, and then they go to the Princess Tower. So Gob Giant walks in front. You got skeletons that distract, and Rage comes in, and where are the barbarians? They didn't come through, and now they come through, and the tower's already down. The guys on the commentary mentioned this, where they thought that the barbarians would eventually go to the right side. Now, they're ticketed to go to the left, but, you know, when there's an enemy, they're going to go to the right side. It's just that the spawn timing didn't work out where the barbarians were there to stop that push, and that was a free, it was a really free tower for Boss there. It's just unfortunate timing. And now, with this setup, Boss could really go for a 3 crown if he wanted to. At least for sure, he's going to take out the hut and those barbarians. So that's 7 elixir gone. This scenario actually reminded me of what happened in the previous game. And I think Boss was really aware of this as well. You can see that Sparky's here and then running with Gob Giant. And when he made this push, he made sure that Sparky and Gob Giant were together. If we were to rewind one game earlier, this is from game 2 here. This is kind of a similar situation where Aurora has done damage to both sides of the towers, and we have Sparky that is coming down the tower. He blasts them, or she blasts them, blasts that musketeer. And you think this would be a great opportunity to bring in Gob Giant, but Gob Giant is not around because Boss plays Gob Giant back here. I thought this would have been a great opportunity to play Gob Giant right up front and create that massive pressure that would have created, something really substantial in this moment here. Boss ended up getting the win using Dark Prince in pushing down to the towers. But that situation reminded me of this, where if we were to look back at now game 3, Gob Giant and Sparky were together in the push that really defined this game. And there really wasn't anything because those barbarians didn't come in on time, and it was just a free tower. So now, when it looked really bad for Boss, he now is in the driver's seat and can really dictate where the rest of the game goes. I would say ideally, when I was watching this live, I was thinking, okay, ideally, make the push on the left side. If the right side tower goes, then, that's fine. Defend the left side tower and then go after it. Which is what happens here. We just see it with the Royal Hogs get split with Skeleton Dragons, and now he's creating a massive push. Brings in Musketeer right here in the center, and really at this point there's nothing that Aurora can do to stop it because it just becomes too overwhelming. Aurora had to pick that right side tower because he had to get a tower down, either one way or the other. But really, this set up really well for Boss. Because Aurora went on the right side, he was able to slow play it on the left and just build something that was unstoppable. So this was really fascinating because of the way Boss played in game 2, where Sparky and Gob Giant were kind of separated at times, and I thought there was perhaps an opportunity to play them together to create a massive push, but that didn't happen in game 3, where the moment there was an opportunity, played them together, and it just became unstoppable. So congrats to Boss on this win, and it was a 3-0 for Boss as he advances to the next round. We're going to be taking a look at more games from the final 8 from the NoTilt League World Championships. I'm going to end the video right here. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe wherever you're watching this, and I'll see you in the next video.